on digital radio, on the app, on your smartphone, on X, YouTube, and Facebook. The Sportscast. Expect the unexpected.
The Donut Bag presented by The Sportscast.
The Donut Bag, hosted by Joey Bag of Donuts. And here's your host, Joey Bag of Donuts.
Maybe they'll have AI wrestlers. I'm surprised that's not a thing already.
But the thing is, you can't do, like I said, the new Thor app, you can only do 10 seconds at a time. Wait. It will make it longer.
Oh, it'll get better, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it'll get better and longer, and they already have. I mean, you eventually you're just going to say, have the Steelers play the Bengals, and AI will figure everything out.
I tell you what, back in the 90s, there was a game called, I believe it was called Cyberball. That was one of the greatest arcade football games ever, and it was robots playing football. And it was so cool. Mm-hmm. I wasted so much time on that game. That was so much fun. I think that's the future. I think we're going to have robots playing football at some point.
Well, I mean, apparently there are some people who never age. See Joe Flacco.
So after the Browns game, they asked Tomlin about the Bengals, the Browns trading Flacco to the Bengals, and he was really upset. Turns out he had a good reason to be upset. Woo! Wow.
Yeah.
Usually to get ready for these things, I watch I watch a replay of the game like 2 or 3 times. I was not going to watch that for 1 minute. I just remember being...
Don't do that for your mental health.
Well, that's the thing. I was mentally exhausted that night. Like, even if they won, I'm like, this is insane. I don't think I've ever seen a game like that. I don't think I've ever seen a defense like that. My God, what the hell happened?
I don't know if it's a matter of scheme. I know everyone's complaining about Terrell. If it's scheme, or if it's we had the scheme in, the players didn't execute. You know, we had players that we thought could do this, and they can't. And mid-game, now we know Tomlin is horrible with mid-game adjustments. You know, the Steelers in the last so many, they you know, if something's going bad, him and his staff are not good to see, oh, we'll just make this change here and this change here and it'll work great. He's not good at that. That's not his strength. And it's like, okay, our plan didn't work. How can we fix this? We'll try this. No, that didn't work. It could be both. I mean, I know you hear people saying, well, you know, TJ Watt's triple team. Where's TJ?
Yeah.
You know, top 3 or 4 highest paid players. Forget about the players. You know, Cam got the upgrade. They're not playing bad, but they're not playing to be they're not playing superstar level. It partially could be the defensive backs are just not good. So if we had not great, better defensive backs who would give an extra second, you wouldn't have someone, I don't know, wide open with no one around him for 10 yards when you're trying to hold a lead in the late 4th quarter. You know, make him go in, you know, tackle him in bounds, do something. You know, like I said, it was so bad, it was hard to tell what was wrong. Or was it just a matter of it was a Thursday night game? Tomlin sucks at Thursday night games.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco has the Steelers number.
Yeah.
You know, and it was just one of those fluke games. The next opponent, the Packers, are good. So it's not like we're going to play the Jets or we're going to play Miami or any of those teams. You know, we're playing a decent team. So we'll definitely know if it was a one-off or if it was just a matter of, oh, we have an issue. And we know that what the NFL, once someone sees how to beat you, they all copy.
Right. You give them the cheat code. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what happened in the mid-teens. It's like everyone saw how New England beat the Steelers. They're like, oh, we'll just do that. And
yeah. Right. Right. Well, when they say, is it the scheme or the players? From what I'm told from the experts, they said they tried different things. Nothing worked.
Yeah.
So it's just either the players had a really bad game or it sucked. But the thing that makes me laugh is when they got Jalen Ramsey and when they got Darius Slay, they said, you know why we got these guys? For Cincinnati.
Yep.
Now we match up with Chase and T. Higgins and we got you now. Nothing further can be from the truth. My goodness. Wow. Yeah. See, now I want to go back because we thought at 4 when they were in 4-1, it's like, wow, this might be a good team. They barely beat the Jets. And they beat the Jets because the Jets were driving and they made a stop. The Steelers went ahead. The Jets were driving and the Steelers made a stop to stop the game. They lost to the Seahawks. That was a blowout. That was the Caleb Johnson kickoff game. They beat the Patriots and the defense had a lot to do with that. But the Patriots were like going up and down the field and the Steelers forced like 5 turnovers or whatever. Yeah. So I mean, you got to hand it to the defense there, but still, they didn't allow the Patriots. I mean, like if they played the Patriots 10 times, it would be like 6-4 or something like that. I mean, it would be pretty even. They beat the Vikings in Dublin, and the defense did look better, but at the end, they let them catch up, and it was a defensive stop at the end that stopped them. So they almost lost that game. They killed the Browns, but the Browns is the Browns. And then now we have this, and this is a game where again we went ahead in the fourth quarter, and we just needed a defensive stop. So they almost pulled out this win. I think this is just a team that is basically on the brink of winning or losing. It's a flip coin team.
Yeah. They're a good team. They're not a great team. They're not horrible. It's like you said, it's a matter of, we've seen it like, a player, a wide receiver who was open, dropped the ball, or a quarterback overthrows, they stop the drive. For the Browns game, it was close until Cleveland had the roughing the kicker penalty on the punt.
Yeah.
And then Steelers drove down, got a touchdown, and then the game was out of play. But they're right now, and what scares me overall is Kansas City starting to look like Kansas City again. That's scary. Buffalo looks a lot better.
Right.
Even though I will not trust Buffalo until they actually win in the postseason and do something. But there's one or two really, really good teams. The Eagles are coming back and playing like the Eagles again. There's one or two really good teams. There's a whole bunch of, they can be good, they can be average, and then there's the Browns, Jets, and Dolphins.
Are just absolutely horrible.
Just beyond horrible.
Yeah. Even the Giants look good. Even the Giants are look like they might win a game once in a while.
Wait a minute. The Giants should have won that game.
Oh my God.
You want to talk about incompetent? If that happened to the Steelers.
Oh man.
Steelers were
there would be riots.
That far ahead. Okay, you give up a touchdown. Okay, we're still 2 scores ahead. You just don't have to turn it over and run the time. Oh, you threw a pick 6. Okay, we're still ahead. Okay. We got a touchdown. All we got to do is get the field goal. We're up by 3. I mean, the extra point. And we're up by 3. Oh, we missed the extra point. That's fine.
Yeah.
They're out of timeouts. All we got, we can't stop them. And they spin.
Unbelievable.
I mean, I looked at that game on like the tracker. It was like, oh wow, the Giants are being the Broncos. Broncos are a good team. That's it's like maybe the Giants have turned it around. It's like, what? They were ahead by like so. This is what?
What happened? Yeah. Yeah, at least, yeah. I mean, that's almost the equivalent of like if the Steelers lost that Vikings game. It's like we were up 17 and so yeah, it's unbelievable. Just that was an incredible game.
But if I would have told you before the year started that Aaron Rodgers would have been a good, above average right now quarterback for the team, causing no issues, nothing like what happened in New York. DK Metcalf is doing good. He's not. He hasn't. I don't think he's broken out superstar. Pickens maybe having a better year, but he's a good number one receiver. That was a weird interception too. The running game in general has gotten a lot better. The offensive line is serviceable.
Yeah.
The right side's actually pretty decent especially for the run. And if I said all that and I said, okay, without me telling you how the defense is going, how do you think the team's going? You'd be like, well, we expect the defense to do good. Highest paid defense in the league. All these, and the offense is doing better than average, because that's all we heard in the last 5 years was the defense is carrying the team. The offense is horrible. If the offense just went from like,
just need the offense to be a little bit good. Yeah.
I mean, if it went from 25th in the league to like 15th, they would win all the games.
Right.
And it's like, did everyone get old all of a sudden?
Listen. Yeah, maybe they did get older. Maybe they are old, but hey, being up past 8 p.m. on a Thursday, that's rough, man. That game ended at like 11:30. Like,
yeah,
I was ready. If I wasn't so darn angry, I would have taken a nap. But I think the whole Thursday thing, I mean, Tomlin is just like you said. Tomlin is just absolutely horrible on Thursdays. I mean, why is it that like he has an awesome record after a bye week? He has an awesome record the game after a Thursday. It's like you give him plenty of time, he'll do something. But if you give him no time, even against a division opponent, he'll figure it out. And I mean, is it possible Flacco is going to make the Bengals good? Maybe. I don't know.
Wait. The Bengals held tight against the Packers with Flacco.
Yeah.
That was a competitive game. That was now without Flacco.
And he just joined the team like
a couple.
He didn't even know where the coffee station was.
No. But I mean, that's why you get a multi-decade veteran. You're like, okay, I've been in this league. This is the third team in the division I'm playing for.
I swear to God, if he joins the Steelers next year, how funny would that be?
Well, yeah, we look at the QBs in the draft, and they all suck this year. So we're going to get Flacco as a standby, and we're going to draft one next year.
There you go.
You want to talk about a riot? If the Steelers,
it would be like Thanos getting all the Infinity Stones. I've acquired all the teams.
Or you get your card punched for getting the right amount of subs at Subway. Hey, the next one's free.
That's right. The next team is free.
But I mean, it is one. Remember, when Flacco won the Super Bowl, it wasn't because he had a great arm. It wasn't because he was a dynamic quarterback. He had good numbers. It was because everyone said he's a game manager, right? So it was like the rest of the team's good. I won't lose the game for you. I'll manage the team. I won't do anything stupid. That kind of thing. And he, like I say, I don't think he ever really had a rocket arm. So the fact he's gotten older, I mean, the fact he's slower and his arm's not as strong, you can work around that if you're still, if you can still think quick enough and you have a decent, especially with the 2 wide receivers they had, that the Cincy had.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that, and I think I heard that they didn't have a throw for Jamar Chase over 20 yards.
Right.
They were all short slants.
They
Now,
ended up being
honestly,
way over 20 yards after he ran past everyone.
Well,
But they
yeah.
were in the air. It's
they
not
were
20
they were
yards.
short. And if the Steelers would have stopped the Bengals run game,
Oh yeah.
all the difference in the world. But like,
Yeah.
okay, you stopped the Browns, the Browns had a good run game. You know, they were up there. You stopped them, you stoned them. And now Cincinnati, who has a horrible run game, it was like going back to week 1 with the defense. And like I said, it could be that we do have an older defense, and we do. It just could be, yeah, the difference between 4 days and 7 days. It could be enough that they're a half a step slower, or they're just a little bit off, and that's enough.
Yeah.
I mean, when was the last time we had a young defense?
Oh God, it's been like,
we've always had the veterans that they kind of bring the young players in one at a time, but you still had a lot of veterans on that defense for most time.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that they asked Flacco, like, hey, do you even know all the plays? He's like, no. I just threw it to the guy that was open. That's like one of the best wide receivers on the planet. I just threw it to that guy. Like, anybody can figure that out. I was like, that guy's wide open. Oh, I'll just throw it to him. And nobody's coming to get me. So I'm just gonna. There you go. Bye.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, when that touchdown happened, when the touchdown to with the last one for the Steelers, the long touchdown happened to Muth. Yeah, you're like, okay. They're up.
There we go.
There's almost no time left. All you got to do is literally play deep prevent. You know,
right?
Keep them in front of you, keep them in bounds. You know, and they couldn't do that. Now, admittedly, the worst tackle. I mean, in terms of the hardest hitting tackle, happened after that touchdown play. You don't tackle your own quarterback, especially when he's 41 years old.
Oh my goodness. What the heck was Broderick Jones thinking? He almost knocked out Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, I think he was just happy. But again, he's a young kid. He's very, very young. He just didn't realize that how big he is, maybe.
Right.
And
he forgot that he's 300 pounds.
And his quarterback is older, and you get someone by surprise. I mean, Aaron was not happy either.
No,
you don't want to have the quarterback pissed off like that.
Yeah, but, I mean, if you had a 300-pound defensive lineman jumping on you, you wouldn't be happy. But your own teammates?
Yeah.
My God.
I mean, all we needed to hear was Aaron Rodgers is out due to a sprained ankle, due being tackled by Broderick Jones after a touchdown play.
Right. No, they wouldn't say that.
Happen.
They would just say,
oh, he was injured sometime.
An undisclosed upper body injury.
Upper
like,
body
we know what happened. We saw it, bro.
Yeah.
You don't. That's like what? Not this week, but last week before the Colts game. They're like, the quarterback, he got hurt in the eye socket during pregame warmups, and this other guy, he had an injury too. Like, well, clearly they got into a fight, but actually they just ran into each other by accident or something like that. It's like, you don't fool us. Don't BS us, man. But yeah. Luckily, Aaron Rodgers did not get hurt there. But I mean, so their plan of having the defense, we have these 3 awesome cornerbacks that could stop anyone.
Yeah.
Clearly that is not true. So they might have to change things up. They're gonna have to change something up, because that secondary is not what they thought it was.
No. And I mean, there are ways you can jiggle things around. The only thing is, you rather not do that after your sixth game.
Yeah.
You want to do the jiggling around in preseason or in week 1 or week 2 when you're still figuring things out.
I'm okay with them making adjustments.
Oh yeah,
I'm just
I want to
not
make adjustments.
okay with them saying. I just hope they're not stubborn about it. I just hope they're not like, well, this is what we want to do, and damn it, we're gonna make it work. It's like,
Have you
no.
been introduced to Mike Tomlin?
I seriously.
And let's remember something here. This was the easy part of the Steelers schedule.
Right.
They should have went, if you would have told this record, if you would have said, okay, they're going to be 4-2, top of their, you're like, great, great start.
It's expected. Yeah.
Because you had people going, oh, the Steelers are going to start 0-6.
Right.
Oh, it's going to be horrible. No, they started good, but now it gets a hell of a lot harder.
Yep.
It isn't just little harder. It gets a lot harder. Remember, we haven't played. I know Ravens are not good, not necessarily good this year, but it's still the Ravens. So
the next, here's the upcoming games. There's home to the Packers Sunday night, then home to the Colts, which all of a sudden the Colts are like unbeatable now.
Yeah, we got Indiana Jones doing their thing.
Yeah, and at the Chargers, which will be tough. Home to the Bengals, we know what the Bengals can do.
Yeah.
All of a sudden at the Bears, all of a sudden the Bears are good. That's scary. Home to the Bills, that's almost a guaranteed loss. Yeah. And then at Ravens, home to the Dolphins, at the Lions, at the Browns, and then home to the Ravens. So this is going to be a rough schedule coming up. You're right. This was the easy part.
Yeah, I mean, boy. Let's put it this way. If they lose to the Dolphins,
shut it down.
It honestly, it's time for Tomlin to move on. I mean, unless you have like half the team injured. No, half the team on IR. Because the Dolphins have given up.
Yeah.
You listen to
I'm shocked the coach hasn't been fired yet.
He should have been. Well, unless the only thing I can think of, does the coach have a thing where, I get fired, but I still get paid $30 million next year?
Right.
And honestly, right now with the Dolphins, it's like
the James Franklin clause.
Is that, well, I mean, a lot of coaches have that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's heavy. It's worse in college than the pros, but most coaches have, if you fire me before the end of my contract, you owe me the rest of my contract.
That's why.
But I can leave here at any time and
right.
Oops.
The coaching contracts are not part of the salary cap. That's why people say, well, Tomlin needs to be fired. Tomlin isn't going to get fired until his contract's up, folks. He's making like $17, $18, $19 million a year. He ain't getting fired. They're not paying him and then someone else. So that's not happening,
But like I said, for the Dolphins, the Dolphins could be similar to the Browns management. I don't follow Miami that closely. It's like, well, we have a team. Whatever. And they're like,
they've tanked before. Maybe they'll tank for someone.
We stink. I mean, honestly, right now, between the Browns, the Jets, and the Dolphins, they're going for the top. The number one
race to suck. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the question is, for all those three teams, because this does go into the Steelers, does Cleveland go for another quarterback?
Well, sure. They won't just go for one quarterback; they'll go for two or three next draft.
Do the Jets do the Dolphins give up on Tua? Do they say it's?
I just saw something about that. His contract, just like a coach, his contract is he makes $55 million next year, and 54 of that is guaranteed. So unless they want to eat a lot of money, they're just going to be stuck with him at least for another year.
Yeah. And the Jets, obviously, they're not really, for all those people who said that, why did the Steelers let him go? He only went, well, there's a reason they let him go. Yeah. Tyrod Taylor's now your quarterback for the Jets. I mean,
right. I wonder if the coach of the Jets is going to get fired. It's like, hey,
Ugh.
I know you just got here, but this ain't working, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, at some point you got to win a game.
But the thing is, if you look at those three teams, you could see maybe the Browns could say, okay, we just got 2 players last year, maybe we'll not try this year. But if they're top 3, or they could be like top 3 and like, okay, we're going to go back to number 10 or number 12, and we're going to get a whole bunch more draft picks to fix, because they're just more, the Browns are more than just a QB away.
Yeah.
All those 3 teams are. The Jets need a QB. They need a franchise QB. The Dolphins, they may be looking for a QB next year, saying, okay, 2 is here for another year, then you're taking over. Or they may say, look at Tua's injury history. He may not be here the whole time. So if those 3 teams, are in the top 5 and they're all going after QBs for the Steelers next year, they're going to have to deal with that.
Right.
I know we're saying how bad the defense is now, and it does need fixed, especially defensive back. That needs fixed. But at quarterback right now, we have Aaron Rodgers, who maybe will come back next year, and that's definitely it. Will Howard's still on IR. That tells me they really don't trust what's going on. They're not bringing him off of IR, making him the number 3. And Mason Rudolph, who we know is a good backup, but you don't want him leading your team for a whole entire year. So, the Seahawks want a quarterback next year. They need a quarterback.
They need a quarterback, and they're going.
They need a quarterback in the future. And, and you look at college, a lot of these, this is the Penn State quarterback. Oh, he's going to be great. Really?
At this point, they could get Drew Aller in the 6th round or something. I mean, that poor guy. He's probably making millions of dollars, but still, if he went to the NFL last year, he would have been a 1st-round draft pick.
Yeah.
Now the dude is screwed. That sucks. I feel bad for him, but yeah, those I feel bad for all those poor Penn State folks. Mm-hmm. That's just terrible. How about, West Virginia is having one of the worst seasons ever.
It's horrible.
And it doesn't matter because they beat Pitt. I don't care. Yeah. I don't care if we go 1-11. We beat our rival. Boom.
Exactly.
That's all that matters.
Yep. And we don't care that Pitt's good. Pitt's not a bad team this year.
It's not bad this year, yeah.
No. And it wasn't like last year where Pitt beat West Virginia and then collapsed. Pitt's actually beating ranked teams. They just couldn't beat West Virginia Morgantown.
Yep.
But like you said, literally, West Virginia game against Pitt is like Cleveland's game against the Steelers. You circle it on the calendar and say, that's our game. That's the big deal.
That's what rivalry games are all about. And that's how Penn State are. And I know West Virginia hates Penn State too. So yeah. So yeah, but hey, Penn State thinks they're too good to play Pitt. So ha ha ha.
But that also, when we're talking about what happened with this defense and everything, Bengals are a rivalry game. The Bengals literally, if Joe Burrow's there, you think, okay, we can outscore people, no problem at all. Our defense sucks. That's fine. We have one great defensive player who can wreck things, who's now injured. So, but we can outscore people. Well, the Bengals lost that. So literally at this point, it's okay. We know right now we're not going to be a playoff team in Cincinnati unless something weird happens. And what we're going after the Steelers, the Browns, and the Ravens. Because we want to ruin their lead.
the going into the game, the Steelers were 4-1.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, Bengals were 2-4. If the Bengals go 2-5, their season is basically over. You're not overcoming that. But now, so that was a desperation game for
Yeah.
them.
Yes.
They had to play the game to stay in this season. And you think, oh, well, the Bengals don't have a chance. Yeah, they do. Joe Burrow could come back in a month or two. And they're just saying, let's just hold on. Let's just make the playoffs.
All Flacco has to do is be decent. Doesn't have to be great. Be the smart veteran. And I'm sorry, I hate to say it, the Ravens at 1-5, I still don't put them out.
They might have a chance, but it's
As a wild
not
card.
good.
I can see them as a wild card. People get healthy, they hit. Now the Browns at 2-5, I don't think has a chance in hell.
No.
If Burrow would have stayed with Cleveland, they would have had a better chance.
I don't even know that. He looked pretty awful with the Browns. I mean,
still better than what they have.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My gosh. I just the Browns and the Jets, like how can you screw up every single year and not just like go to a therapist or something? Go to hire an outside consultant, do something.
It's called the ownership.
Oh, yeah.
I would say start at Heinz Field. I'm going to call it Heinz Field. Start at Heinz Field. Go a half mile up the Allegheny and ask how a team can be bad year after year after year after year with the Pirates.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, well, yeah, but also baseball sucks.
Well, yeah.
I mean, at least in the NFL, you have a chance. Like you have
with the salary cap, and you have a better chance. You have a better chance to turn around. But yeah. But I mean, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the standings right now. The Patriots lead the AFC East.
Yeah. And the Steelers beat them
in
their stadium.
Yeah. But I mean, you look at the standings and nothing makes sense this year.
No.
Nothing makes sense. Okay, the Jets and the Browns stink. That makes sense, but nothing else makes sense, and that's why, like I said, I can understand everyone being upset the way the Steelers lost on Thursday. That was not a good loss. That was partially Flacco playing good. Partially, but mostly the Steelers defense playing like crap, making errors you should not be making at this point in the year. But given the way everything's going all topsy-turvy, for all we know, next game against the Packers, it could be 35-0 Steelers.
Well, let's talk about the next game. There is a little factor of Aaron Rodgers playing the team that he played for 18 years. That's like Joe Flacco going against the Ravens or something like that.
Which he will do.
Which he will do, and he has done before. But Aaron Rodgers has never played the Packers.
That's true, yeah.
I don't care what he says. This is so personal.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care. Aaron Rodgers might play cornerback in this game if the Steelers defense sucks again. He is not going to allow this team to lose. He is not going to allow the Packers to beat them.
No,
I don't care. I don't care if Micah Parsons is right on top of him. He'll pick him up with one hand and throw him aside. Like he is not going to let this. He is not going to lose this game.
No,
it's personal for him.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, and this is what the way he acted his last year or two in Green Bay, and the way he acted in New York is the reason why everyone's so apprehensive about him joining the Steelers,
right.
Because he acted like Ben acted in Ben's last few years with the Steelers, as in, oh, I'm ignoring the fact that I am a 15, 16-year vet. How dare you draft someone as my replacement?
Right.
I'm going to play forever. And at least Green Bay did get his replacement. And eventually
at least the replacement they drafted was good.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Steelers really didn't draft a replacement for Ben while Ben was here. which apparently Ben did nothing with in terms of, he didn't take him under his wing. He didn't try to improve him.
Not only that, but
from what we hear,
he was flat out angry that they drafted him.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But the thing is, Green Bay eventually said, you know what, Ben? Do you know what, Aaron? We appreciate everything you've done. We appreciate this. You're great. You're one of the best quarterbacks we've ever had. However, we got to cut.
You're old.
you're getting up there. You may want to keep playing. We have a younger guy. We want to move on. The Steelers never did that.
Yeah. And then, I mean, Aaron Rodgers would know because he was the guy at one point. He was the guy that drafted while Brett Favre was still there.
Mm-hmm.
And Brett Favre pulled the same crap. Yeah. He's like, okay, I'm retiring. You know what? Never mind. I'm coming back. You know what? I'm going to retire. Oh, no, never mind. I'm coming back this year too. And they're like, get out of here, dude. We try to be nice about this. Get out.
Now I'm going to Minnesota.
Yeah.
With Favre.
And why do you think he went to Minnesota? Because they play the Packers.
Yeah.
And his first game against the Packers, he balled out. He threw like 4 touchdowns or something like that. So I expect that from Aaron Rodgers. I think, I think for many reasons, I think the Steelers are going to either win this game or it's going to be very, very competitive.
I think this.
But then again, it's Sunday night, so you never know. Maybe hopefully people get their naps.
But Sunday night they do good. Monday night they do good. Thursday they stink.
Thursday night, yeah.
But I mean, if you look at the schedule, the Packers they're not going to be because you look at the teams they've lost to, like the Eagles, but they only lost. The Packers have been playing good, But after that, like you said, like we've said, the Colts, huh? Who expected Daniel Jones to be that good?
Yeah, that's incredible.
And like you said, you look at the rest of the schedule and you think, okay, what teams? It's almost like almost every game is now because it's an NFC team. It's not as much as a needed win, but we all saw the end of the years recently. Oh, the Steelers are 1 game from the division win. So they're the number 6 seed, or they're number 7 seed. So now they're going to have to go to, Baltimore. They're going to have to play the Chiefs. They're going to have to play the Bills in the first round. Yeah. But if they win 1 more game, all of a sudden you're playing the Texans.
Right. The opportunity is there to host a playoff game. Yeah. So just don't screw it up. And I mean, really, they need this game just to get right because, God, that game was just
that defense was so bad. Yeah.
Yeah. They just got to prove. I mean, at this point, you got to think Joey Porter Jr. is supposed to be the young stud of this secondary, and he's not that good either. Like, the other guys, Jalen Ramsey and Slay, they're old. Like, okay, we know you're not going to be around forever, but Joey Porter Jr. is supposed to be this great,
and he should be competing right now for his big second contract,
right?
Which is coming up real soon.
Yeah.
Because if they look at him and think, you know what, he's good, but he's not worth the big money. They get a quarterback in the first round of the draft. They got a whole bunch of 3rd and 4th rounder. I'm assuming the second round's gone for moving up reasons, but they got a whole bunch more. They can get cornerbacks in the later rounds who will be good, who will be cheap, who won't be asking for, tens of millions of dollars as a number 1 cornerback.
Yeah.
So
we'll see. That'll be interesting. One more thing. So there are needs on this team, like a wide receiver too. Should they try to make a trade for someone this year? Should they see that, like, hey, we have an opportunity to do something, let's go get someone? Or should they just say, whatever we have is fine, we'll just tread along?
Well, the problem is that you have to have a partner. And what are they asking for? That's
Well, I mean, you have a lot of partners if you have the Dolphins suck, the Jets suck. You're
Yeah.
not going to trade with the Browns. I mean, why would the Browns trade with someone in their division? My goodness. But, you have teams that have basically lost hope. So they could trade, New Orleans sucks, there might be teams out there that might have Titans. There's another one that sucks. So,
yeah.
I mean, there could be teams out there that you could dance with.
But the thing is, for teams that are that bad, they're probably looking for draft capital, right?
Right.
Well, I think the Seahawks have in their head, we have all these draft picks in 26, so we can get our quarterback of the future, and we're probably going to have to trade up from 18 to 8 or 18 to 5. To do that, you're going to have to give up a second round, maybe a second and third,
maybe a
fourth.
second, maybe another first from
you're going to have to
first.
Exactly. So are they willing to say, okay, here's a wide receiver 2 that we're only going to have until the end of the year.
Right.
Are we willing to give up a second round next year for that, or a third round?
No. Yeah.
I mean, if they were thinking, okay, we are that far away from a Super Bowl, they're not. I don't think they're that far away from a Super Bowl. There's too many holes. They're that far away from second round playoff or conference championship, if you can get there. But I don't think they're, like you said, you look at the other big teams. Well, okay, they did beat the Patriots, but the Patriots are playing a lot better now. But you look at Patriots, Bills, Colts.
It's just so weird to say.
So wrong. And almost every team in the AFC West except for the Raiders.
Right.
Okay. And you go, okay, yes, they could be competitive against those teams, but you don't see them being dominant over any of those teams. So, yeah, I think, you know what? I think they'll try something, but only if I could see a veteran cornerback, maybe a safety, a defensive back of some type. I don't think you're going to get a wide receiver too. I think people are going to ask too much. Unless you can get someone from
the bargain basement,
or like someone who's but maybe catches fire.
Yeah.
But or honestly, on this team, it could be a wide receiver 2 for the Steelers, but anywhere else would be wide receiver 3.
Yeah, that's true.
Because right now your wide receiver 2
Heck,
is Calvin Austin.
Yeah.
It's Calvin Austin is your wide receiver 2.
Who they like, but is tiny and gets hurt.
Yeah. And Roman Wilson, he caught balls. He caught 2 balls. Finally.
Yeah, Roman Wilson. How about that? And Freiermuth actually did something. How about that? But I mean, maybe they'll look at Roman Wilson and say, "Oh, maybe we should use him more or something like that." I don't know. We'll see.
But I mean, or you want to talk about possibly in trade deadline, Freiermuth.
Possible.
Because you got Washington, you got Jonnu Smith, you have 2 good, Washington's a good blocker. He's pretty good on catching. He does not running much afterwards, but when you're that big, generally you aren't that fleet of foot. You're not going to outrun people. You're going to run them over. Yeah. But you have 3 tight ends who can actually play. Trade one of them away for a wide receiver 2, or trade that one with a 3rd round pick, or flip 3rd or 4th round picks with someone, and get your wide receiver 2 that way, maybe.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what they're made of. I mean, when you get embarrassed that bad, you're gonna come back and have a good game, especially on another one on national TV.
You hope,
yeah.
You hope. I mean, now one thing we can say about Tomlin, I mean, we can say we can complain about Tomlin. There's good criticisms about him. Okay. First of all, I see a lot of people making criticisms that aren't good. You know, you're like, okay, yeah, I agree. He has issues, but yeah, no. But he's never lost a team.
Right.
You know, you don't see what's happening in Miami or in New York, where it seems like the team is just we're playing out the end of the year. You know, he's never had that issue. Yeah. But we've also had Unleashing Hell in December.
Right.
Where
they went like 0-4 or something like that.
Yeah, and we lost all the games.
Yeah.
But, you know, no, I see them busting. You know, I don't. Again, the Cincinnati game was not they didn't get blown out. They didn't get blown out.
Yeah.
There were 2 or 3 plays, like when we were talking about they're a here or there team. What happens if that DK Metcalf interception doesn't happen?
Right. They probably win the game because they get points then.
Yeah.
And also it just really changed the momentum of the game. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was a huge play.
And that was okay. You know, DK didn't have possession of the ball, so the fact he was out of bounds didn't matter in terms of ball being out. But yeah, we had the weird thing last week. Iffy. Yeah. And I mean, there was a whole bunch of But DK, I'll give DK, and this is something you would not see from George Pickens. DK said, "I should have held on."
Yeah, that's true.
He did not come out and say,
George Pickens
the ref
would have deleted his Instagram or something like that.
Yeah. Where DK said, "You know what? I'm a number 1 wide receiver. I'm big enough. I should have held on to the ball." Whether you know the fact that the defensive player made an absolutely amazing play.
Right.
But DK at least said, "I should have done my job if I would." And again, this is where, like you said, when they came in 4-1, a lot of those wins were 1 or 2 plays went the right way.
Right.
You know.
And this time it didn't.
It didn't. And I mean, and this is, I think, what throws people off. The Steelers have been this team for the last decade and a half. They've been a team that has been good, not great, good. And you need to have those plays go right for them to win. And in the regular season, lots of times over the course of 16, 17 games, they will get more of the good flips than the bad flips. But in the playoffs, you don't have a chance to spread out. And, you know, like when the Browns beat the Steelers in the playoffs, if they would have played 10 games, the Browns would have won 1.
Right. They just happened to win that one.
The fact that the first play for the Steelers was a bad snap over the head. Huh?
Yeah.
And I mean, from a player who everyone's talking about is probably Hall of Fame bound.
Yeah.
That made that bad. So, and it's the weird injuries that happen, you know, that happen right around when playoffs happen. And Tomlin's one of the few coaches you could say over the last 18 years, because Andy Reid, I know with different teams, but Andy Reid, anyone else who's been around that long in the league, Harbaugh.
Yeah. You know what you're going to get. And I mean, you know, when you look at
good and bad.
Yeah. It's like, well, you know, what's his record after a Thursday night game? It's good. And you don't, it's not, you have a lot of data points to look at. It's like, there's been a lot of Thursday, you know, games after a Thursday night game.
And like I said, the fact he's only won 1 Thursday night game.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing. And well, we also know Tomlin is stubborn. So I don't know if he's open to people coming up to him and saying, "Hey, coach, we noticed these trends." But he may be doing, well, you know, a game is a game and you play who you play and that's what you come up with and you do this. No.
I think they're smart enough to see, like, oh crap, if we don't change something, we're going to lose a lot of games.
Yeah.
And Tomlin is allergic to losing a lot of games, especially more than he wins. So they sometimes necessity is the mother of invention. So they might have to make changes.
Luckily, no other Thursday games.
Oh, good. Okay.
I think because they normally
think.
only play one Thursday game a year at most. So yeah. I think we're safe there. But yeah, I mean, it's and I don't think this is if they make the playoffs, they go out easily in the first round. I think if they go in as a wild card and they have to play one of the top teams,
that's a loss.
But I think it's going to be a close loss if it happens. And anytime you get to be close, you have weird bounces and you can win.
You have to think of the other factor is Aaron Rodgers. This could be it. This could be his last season. This could be his last playoffs. If that's the case, he's going to ball out.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean,
we'll see.
Yeah. But I mean, I think and no one wants to hear this. They're a good team, but they're not good enough that a mistake or two, if they make a mistake or two, they can overcome it.
Very small margin of error.
Yeah. And honestly, Aaron Rodgers has played very good. The defense has got outside of last week has gotten better. So, but like you said, this is you have to play that good. You have to be that consistent because if someone has an off game, if someone has a really bad game, if you make a couple really bad, things, there's your very close being gone. Yep. And I mean, do I think they will have another? Oh, we can even Cleveland game wasn't a blowout until the fourth quarter. Now, do I think they will have a blowout, completely late game? Yeah, I think they have a.
I don't know.
Honestly, I think the Dolphins.
Yeah, that better be a blowout.
Yeah, not Cleveland, even though
Oh yeah, Cleveland. It's like Pitt going to West Virginia. It's that's their Super Bowl.
You're not going to take it. Neither team's going to take it easy.
Yeah,
but I think the Dolphins hopefully will be an easy game, but who knows?
Yeah, we shall see.
Yep.
All right, thank you, sir.
Oh, glad to be on. On.
And congrats on the background of the Steelers funeral.
Last Friday, if people were in the office, after the game, if you didn't work from home, but if you actually had people going in the office the day after Steelers lost like that, this is what everyone looked like.
It is funny how the entire region will be either happy or sad or angry, depending on how the Steelers did that the previous day. It affects everybody and everything. It is crazy. And I've tried to work on it throughout the years because it has really affected me and the people that are near me. And they're like, would you calm the heck down? Would you please stop having a football team make you so miserable and angry because we have to deal with it? Would you please calm down? I'm like, okay, I get it. Okay, I'll try to be nice. But yeah, the entire region is just when they lose, especially the way they lost like that, they're just angry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and when they win, mostly happy. Sometimes depending on how they win, mostly happy. But
mostly happy though, yeah.
Yeah, it's very funny. All right. Hey, thanks a lot.
Okay. Have a good one, Joe.
You too.